to transition right now because this guy is bringing some serious heat and some serious fire to the freight game. The CEO and founder of Forever Freight Broker, Trent. Hello. Y'all, social media is crazy because you are literally a DM away from being on a show. Trent, you have the best teeth that have ever been on What the Truck. What is up, man?
What's up, man? Nice to meet you, man. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing? It's nice to meet you too.
Yeah, I've never had a bad day in my life, man. I'm doing good, man. I'm
I
doing
love
good.
that. I love that, man. Glass, it could always be worse. You know, what if it all works out? That's something I live by. So I get it,
Yeah.
and I'm excited to talk to you, man, because you've built a big following, right? Like this is a movement that you are building, and what is the core message that you're trying to make? Because a lot of people don't really know your backstory, and I want you to give us kind of the who, what, when, how, all the details of just the why Forever Freight Broker. Because it seems like a lot's happening right now, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, I feel like I'm the only one doing what I'm doing at this point. Um, as you know, I mean, you're an ex freight broker, aren't you?
Yeah, for sure. I'm an ex
Okay.
freight
Well,
broker. Yeah,
well, you know, man, the trucks kind of hate us, right? Well,
for sure.
y- we're the truck driver's favorite freight broker, I would say. And the reason why I think I have such a passion for the trucks, and most brokers don't, which is crazy because you're the backbone of the industry. Um, my dad was a truck driver and lost his business to bad brokers, right? So that's what got me into the industry. I skipped college, got right into the industry, and wanted to learn why he lost his business. He had a trucking company, and I learned that like brokers are just cutting people down. I mean, these guys are getting nothing, but the brokers are just at a laptop,
Yep.
making all this money. When in
Yep.
reality, to make your business more profitable, you should probably take care of the drivers so they can take care of your shippers, right? That's how you build
Absolutely.
a good business. Well, they, I mean, these larger corporations are just hiring kids that don't care about the drivers. Um, so I opened up a brokerage after learning everything. And of course doing it the right way, but I felt that I had more to tell the industry. So I opened up Forever Freight Broker, mainly to teach truck drivers how to cut the middleman out or educate themselves on the brokering industry. Because if you can't beat them, then just become them. Stop waiting for these transparency laws because like if they do pass, are they going to be transparent or are they going to find ways to get around it? Learn the brokering side. This is the solution to your problems. But most people don't want to teach, right? Most of the brokers think it's contradicting to the business, but it's not. There's so much opportunity out there. Most brokers just don't know where to find it, really. Like most brokers are either looking in the wrong areas or saying the wrong things and they blame the market. See, for me, I have a prime example of why the market isn't bad and you know, I can explain that. So,
Talk to us.
you
Yeah.
know how like going into Florida, right, pays like really good,
Yeah.
right? But going out pays like crap. You know
Yes.
why? Because it's covered by water. It's a peninsula, right? You can't go left, you can't go right, you can't go down. There's one way out. So the truck drivers think it's the market. Oh man, the brokers, they're paying me bad or the loads are paying bad, but in reality, you only got one way out, so the brokers take advantage and they make all the money,
For
right?
sure.
So what I'm trying to say here is if you're a trucker or if you're somebody out there that feels like the market is bad and there's no other solution and you're going to lose your business, there is a solution to that. It's learn what the brokers are doing so that you can make that profit yourself. Or at least, because I help people open up their own brokerages that own trucking companies or just learn the brokering side so they can stop getting screwed.
Now, Trent, talk to me a little bit about because there is obviously a disconnect when it comes to brokers and truckers. You know, me, I always, every single time, every single shipment, I was honestly probably too nice to truckers because I legitimately cared. Like how I act right now
Yeah.
is not a facade. Like I really do, give a damn about who I'm working with. But also, what is that divide when it comes to a broker versus a trucker? Because I mean, that is quote unquote what I want you to go into as we kind of talk about what the cancer of this is right now.
Well, I would say that most bigger brokerages, I don't like to say any names,
Yeah.
but they camp out near college campuses and they hire kids that just want to make $1 million overnight, right? They're there for a few months, they get a few customers, they screw a bunch of drivers, and then they get out, right? They don't really care about the industry. They don't know what the trucker has to do. They don't know that throwing tarps is heavy and it's exhausting. They don't know that they should be paying detention, but they don't because they want to make the check. Um, like the divide is putting people in the industry that don't care or don't understand the trucking side.
Yeah.
They just are there for to make money, right? And I'm sure you can probably, uh, you know, go off of that. Being a broker, you probably see people around you. You're like, oh man, you're not doing it for the right reason. You're
Yeah, for
simply here
sure.
for the money.
For sure.
But at the end of the day, yeah, money's great, but it's like, you know what's better? Having longevity.
Yeah.
If you're getting into this business for longevity, you want to take care of the drivers
Yeah.
and you want to take care of the shippers. So that's easier for you and it's almost a residual income for yourself so that you have more volume and it runs
No,
itself.
100%. I agree with that. It's something you said that I want you to touch on because it is about longevity when it comes to this game specifically. And I think that, I mean, to your point, I would be a liar right now if I told you like, hey, like I've camped out of a college campus and I've gotten a college student to commit, knowing that hey, they're probably not going to last, but I needed to make numbers myself. Like that has happened. But also, it's like on the front end, if you were trained properly to be like, hey, like we don't treat truck drivers or carriers a certain way and here's the consequences for doing that. That's where I think different organizations are missing the mark. It's not necessarily a recruiting issue, but I think it's more so training, learning, and development, which that is on the organization. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's I'm glad you brought that up, man. And that is very, very true. I mean, I've at my earlier stages worked for larger corporations, smaller corporations, but the larger ones are just like, man, they're beating on the tables like, cut the drivers down, cut the drivers down. And it is sickening. That was really the main reason why I got out of that part and opened up my own brokerage. Like, I wasn't even really getting into the industry to open up my own brokerage. But when I started seeing like stuff like that, I was like, man, I got to make a change, This is ridiculous. And yeah, man. I mean, eh, yeah, yeah. Just it's sickening.
No, definitely it is, and I've seen it happen. I mean, we're going to continue to see it happen. What I love what you're doing though specifically is because we talked about diagnosing the cancer, but the cure is very simple. You are now kind of infusing the market when it comes to brokerages with truckers, so that this can actually be a two-in-one type deal. Walk us through the process. If I'm a trucker, how are you enabling me to become a broker and to kind of change my life when it comes to this industry?
Yeah. So Forever Freight Broker, it's pretty. It's different than most like training courses. I know training course has a bad name, Um, but for us, it's more of a mentorship. So whenever I teach these truckers, I sit down with them. The first time, they sign up for me, right? It's they have me for a lifetime, by the way. I don't know if you knew that, but they have me for a lifetime. I'm always there to help them because I know that there will always be something going on. This industry, you learn something every single day. Um, and my hands-on training allows me to like break down their business and figure out what they need to do and how to beat their goals as far as like if they want to open up their own brokerage or just learn what the brokers are doing so that they can avoid getting screwed, which is teaching them the systems, how brokers are finding rates, figuring out what this commodity is probably going to pay more, so we should probably focus on this area. So placing them in the right area to make more money is probably the most important part because a lot of the times they're just looking in the wrong areas. So, um, you know, teaching these truck drivers, I don't only just give them hands-on training, but I give them like the blueprint to open up their own brokerage. They learn how to lead generate properly. I show them how to quote properly, how to negotiate with the customers, of course, create the urgency, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to get too much into that. But, you know, in reality, it's like people are like, man, I want the scripts. I want the scripts. But it's really not about the script. I would say it's more so about how are you speaking to these people,
Yeah.
right? Like, like they say shippers are like not, bringing me in. It's probably because you're not speaking their language or, you know, having the right tone is really important as well, because this industry is built off a relationship. I mean, 75% of being a good broker is simply just being a normal person,
I
right?
agree.
They
I agree.
they treat these people like they're in a golden chair, but they're just like you and I. Um, that's most of why people aren't good, is because they're ripping through a script rather than really figuring out what this industry has to offer, understanding the industry, understanding the solutions to their problems, and really helping their business, you know, rather than, hey, do you have freight? Hey, do you have freight? Like there's so much
Yeah.
more to it.
Yeah, there is a lot more to it. I'm glad that you made that, gesture because, yeah, I've seen it, and, I'm laughing because, 8 years ago, I
I,
was
I
that
I know
guy.
you know.
So it's like, I get it. Now, can you share, some misconceptions? Because this sounds great, right? It sounds almost too good to be true. So, like, what are some misconceptions that oftentimes are holding people back from kind of, diving into this with you? What are some misconceptions there?
I would say that for the most part, um, as you know, like my social media is growing and growing and growing. And there are a lot of people that, like truckers, that really want to like get in with me, but it costs money. And for some reason, people would rather go and learn from YouTube and then waste years of trying to figure out something that they're probably not going to figure out, than invest in someone that is actually running a brokerage. Like I own my own brokerage, Vanguard
Yeah,
Logistics, and then I own Forever Freight Broker as well. Um, I think that people are just scared to invest because this industry has treated them so poorly. It's almost like a dog that's been beaten. It's just going to try and bite everybody, right?
definitely. Yeah,
People have to realize that, like, the reason why, like, we are probably the top ones in this industry that's doing it the right way. We have a location in Tampa. I know that's not, crazy, but I wouldn't put my address online if I was doing something, scammy. We're accredited with Better Business Bureau. We have partnership with Truck Stop. Like they wouldn't partner with someone that's not doing the right things, of
no
course.
doubt.
Um, I mean, we have a lot of proof. Uh, Tons of testimonials, tons of trucking companies that we've helped build their own brokerages and get out of the rut that they're in to save their trucking company. But I would say the main thing is just, a lot of people are losing money, so they're scared to spend money. And man, they need it more than ever. So uh for me, I try to give out as much information, like quality information through my social media, without giving away everything, because obviously my time's valuable, your time's valuable. But I want to work directly with these people because I know their solutions, and it takes more than just, you know, 60-second reel. But for me, I'm going to try and put as much information on my platforms as I can to help these truck drivers. That's my main, mission. And, I'm sure I'm going to get it done.
Trent Solo, again, CEO and founder of Forever Freight Broker. Trent, thank you so much, man, for coming on the show. I really enjoyed it. I wish we had more time because I have like 15
Ah,
more
man,
questions to ask you. You're gonna have to come back on the show, man.
I'd love to, man. I'd love to. Thank you for having me.
Of course, brother. We'll definitely set it up again. Trent Solo, CEO and founder of Forever Freight Broker. Y'all, that was a jam-packed show. I know we moved a million miles a minute, but the road ahead is going to be even sweeter and even better. I'm your host, Malcolm Harris. This hat is awesome. Bad to the bone. Shout out to Bad Dad Hat Company. Excuse me, Bad Day Hat Company. Try to give you guys some free promo. I will see you guys on Friday. Peace.